enough with the bullshit. Did y'all see the beginning of that video? This is y'all's community. This is what your men's look like. Let me get a one if you can hear me. Please tell me you can hear me because this was some bullshit. Your kings are fucked up. Let me look at this comment section. LOL, LOL. Finally. She's talking about finally. All right, there's the ones. Y'all community look terrible. Terrible. Did you not see all of that ass whining? If your men are not whining ass and trying to be you, right? They're trying to delete you and take your ass off this goddamn planet. I just thought that video was so apropos because that's what your community looks like for real. Who we got in here? We got Nissy in here, Colette in here, KLSB, Merlot. We got all the girls up in this bitch. Y'all, the community is not going to make it. Hello? The community is done. Homeboy came out twisting his ass off, right? And he's in the lead. They led with that. Usually, when people lead with something, it's because it's important and it's praised in that community. Back in the day, there used to be a very beautiful young lady that would come out and dance. But guess what? Honey, no more. Yes, hoochie daddies. Hold on a second, because I need to refresh this goddamn page. Grab the mic, Aaliyah, so I can refresh my shit, because I'm getting ready to go off.
He was strutting his shit, honey. You couldn't tell him nothing. He was, I mean, but we know anybody who's from the South, you've seen about other bands. We know that shit is not uncommon for them to be out there shaking it harder than the girls. They've always done shit like that. I mean, I'm not shocked. Anybody else want to jump in here? Because I'm lost
Shocked.
for
I'm
words.
sorry. I'm shocked. I'm shocked. I'm shocked. I've never seen anything like that.
He was moving his body better than a lot of women can. Yo, that's who's leading the community. And did you hear on the other side? I was listening to the people around while I was watching the hips whine. I heard black women back there talking about, you go. Do it, boy. Do it. Why are you so hyped about that shit? Why?
It's shit like that. It's why you got Saucy Santana walking around here talking about gay men need to teach us how to be feminine women. It's that is why they have the balls to say shit like that. Because we hype them up. We make them feel like shit. This is where it's at. They're doing the right thing. So
I'm not a part of this. I am not. I didn't know what that was. I was confused. I have
That's true.
seen men in kilts more masculine than that.
Y'all, black women, if you're looking for protection, provision, resources, you're not going to get it from this community. They can't provide it. There's so many weak motherfuckers in that community that they just opt out of manhood. I had a woman tell me that she knows one, because we got to keep this shit YouTube guideline friendly, that said it was too hard to be a male. So he opted to do this instead. This is what she said on our one-on-one. Y'all, you're not going to get anything from these people. Those of you, I know you divested women that don't, ain't trying to look for no mate or nothing. Y'all chill. But the ones that's kind of looking, but sort of sitting on the fence at the same time, you gonna get fucked up, sis. You are gonna end up with one of these that do this at night while he at home grilling on the goddamn back porch. It's dangerous. Do you know what's up under them tights? What's up
a
under
set
them
of
tights is a
balls.
whole bunch. Say what now?
I just said a set of balls. I have no idea.
Hopefully that's it that's up under there. But looking at all these STD rates, I think he got a couple of packages up under that motherfucker. On top of that, what's in his pants is something that all these black women can't live without and will throw you up under the bus for. I just thought it was so amazing. Amazing. I know I've seen black colleges, all through the goddamn history. And darling, they're pushing you up out of there. If you're looking for a scholarship, you might not get one because you don't have a set of balls. I'm talking about on the dance team. But these are the people that are supposed to be leading the community. Okay? Welcome to the panel, L. How are you?
Yo, yo, yo. I'm in his house
Did you
in
see
your
the
mouth.
intro?
Wow. Nope, I just got here when you seen me. Nope, what was the intro?
Listen, old boy was twisting his ass. You know what? I think I want to get 30 more seconds of that. I think I want to get 30 more seconds of that so you can know what the fuck's happening here.
I got to see this.
Now
He
hold
had a
hold your
beard.
He was
watch
strutting better than the majorettes.
watch out, girl. Here you go. Doll baby. Did you see that shit?
That's your equality. That good old equality working, I guess.
They're gonna equal
Inclusion.
themselves right off the goddamn planet. That's what they're gonna end up doing. So if your men aren't doing this, right? Let me show you what else they're doing. Because this don't make no damn sense. I just I know what a black male is. I know what they do. I just feel some type of way when black women co-sign the bullshit, whether they mammying for, one that like coochie or one that don't like coochie. We'll just put that like that. But when they not swirling their hips around trying to replace you, trying to tell you that they know how to do being a black woman better than you, right? They're pulling this. And y'all, I know these people look old on the right hand side, but they are not. Nobody up here is up over 25. Nobody. So if they're not doing that, they're doing this. Let me show y'all what went down. Now, they can't create, they can't conquer, they can't build or any of that shit. But when placed in certain situations, they know how to make homemade knives, right? Right. Let's go down and look at what happened in the jail over the weekend. Okay. They went to stabbing fellow inmates while y'all are out here fighting for them. They in here trying to kill other people's child. I thought you cared about the son. I thought you cared about the sons. Your sons is doing this. Okay. This one is only 17 years old. His name happens to be Kendrick Tymond. Y'all with these fucking names. Let's keep going down. 18. This motherfucker look 40 years old. He looks 40 years old. Right? Let's keep moving on down. These people look at 21 the hard way. And I know that says Busey, but he's going to be bussy for the purposes of this conversation today. Sorry, not the fuck sorry. These y'all kids.
What's his name? Quinn. What's his name?
Quindarius Dawan Bussy.
Really? Oh God.
Quindarius.
Right. Right. This is who we have. We have to argue with their mamas and their sisters and their cousin that they grew up with. Meanwhile, they not building nothing for you, but they can build a shank to go ahead and hurt somebody else. Let's I don't know why they look so fucking old. This dude here look like he can be somebody's granddaddy in his 40s to 50 years old. That looks terrible. He's only 21.
They in a juvenile detention center making makeshift weapons to shank each other with, but okay.
Dale Sean Devon Lanham. Is that how you say his last name? These are y'all's kids. Y'all with the police leaving y'all to your own devices. I figured you should know who you're going up against. I have so much shit to share with y'all tonight, and if you don't pick anything up from this particular episode, you gotta go. You gotta go. We're getting a preview of what the holidays are getting ready to look like. We still have the rest of July and August to go through, and you know good and well when it's hot, they tend to act a little weird. Somebody need to do a study on that. The crime goes up in the black community when the weather's a little bit warmer. Why that is, I don't know, but it is what it is. Shane, it's on you.
Going back to the Prince and Fairies. He's First of all, I'm gonna have to disagree with you. He wasn't moving his body better than the girls. He was just doing too damn much. and that's what I'm just like. They try so hard to be, be us and overdo it, and they just end up just looking ridiculous.
I
And
hate when they get help from black women with it though. Did you hear that stupid ass bitch in the back? You better do it, boy. I'm like, God damn.
yeah, I'm sick of those heifers too. I'm just like, you're just cheering for your replacement. You're ridiculous. I don't understand that myself. But yeah, I am looking at these guys. They do look old as hell. I think that they look old as hell because they survive on a damn diet of hot Cheetos and fucking lean.
Not lean. These people will make you speechless. Sometimes when I look at some of this shit, I can't believe what I'm seeing. But then it gets even more unbelievable when you have women going against you for these people. Now, some people, mammies to be exact, will call these people kids, 17, 18 years old. Listen, once you can overpower me, I'm gonna have to, take that kid card away from you. You can have the kid card as long as you're at least 10 feet away. But the moment you come up looking like you want some issues, if you can pick me up and slam me down, I'm going to have to take the kid card away. And they so fucking violent. They're violent as hell. Hold up, y'all. I want to show
They
y'all
just
something. Go ahead, boo.
kids. I said they just kids. Never mind the fact that they are in a juvenile detention center, which is just an introduction to prison. They locked up already. So
I cannot. Let me get my share screen on here. I'm outdone. I'm overdone. I'm becoming real speechless here. Now, people like to say that black males do better or fare better when they have a two-parent household, come from a family where there was a little bit of money. They weren't impoverished. They had, nice things. They were up under a mom that loved them to pieces. I'm going to show you why that doesn't matter. And that when you have an ape, right, he's going to do, or his gene is going to surface at some point. I don't care what you give these motherfuckers. They're dangerous as hell. Period. Okay, these are y'all's men. I want you to look at this shit.
A Fayette County man will spend the rest of his life behind bars for the murders of his mother, who was a popular doctor, as well as his own wife and unborn child.
Fox 5's Doug Evans reports tonight the triple murder case, both shocked and saddened.
Wait a minute, something must be wrong. Not his mama being a physician, not his mother not being a single mother, not him being married to this black woman who's having their first child. What could have possibly went wrong? There was money there was love there was good environment. And let me tell you something, this motherfucker's from Georgia, so I know what high school he went to. Y'all, he used to be one of the best high school football players around this bitch, period, hands down. So this would be called a unicorn. Do you understand what I'm saying? This would be a unicorn all over. Now he's 34 years old, 34 or 35. All the elements that y'all say that white people deny you of, he had these there. He was raised better than some white folks, if you want to keep it all the way real. Had more money than a lot of white folks in Georgia do. Both his parents was there, and he basically was coddled to pieces. Let's not forget about his coaches and teachers and everybody that gave a fuck about him. What did he do?
The community.
Dr. Kathy Edwards had been a popular physician here in Fayette County, associated with Piedmont Hospital. Her son, Johnny Edwards, who stabbed and beat her with a baseball bat, along with his wife and unborn son, had been a standout on the football field, one of the top high school players of his time. And so prosecutor Marie Broder said this was a triple homicide that echoed not just through this community, but beyond.
I recall the day that this happened. It rocked the community. It rocked me. I mean, what a violent act.
Fayette County 911, status emergency.
December 7th, 2019, Fayette County 911 received a chilling phone call from Dr. Kathy Edwards' home.
Yes, I killed my mother and my wife.
Yes, I killed my mother and my wife. Wasn't even breathing hard or nothing. Wasn't nervous. Wasn't none of that. Because with them being a protected class, he didn't think anything real bad was going to happen. I'm sure he knew he was going to get in trouble. But when you live in a society where everybody is expected to kiss your ass because you so-called are oppressed, You call and just say it like you ordering a fucking pizza. These are y'all's sons. Let's go.
It was her son, Johnny Edwards, who was 34 at the time. He was waiting for police on the front steps of his mother's house. They would find him covered in blood. Dead inside was Dr. Kathy Edwards and Johnny's young pregnant wife, Venus Quanta. They had both been stabbed and beaten with a baseball bat. Venus was pregnant with the couple's first child.
It was just so brutal, and just, I go back to the word violent. I can't imagine their final moments. And Dr. Edwards was a beloved member of this community, and rightfully so, her and her husband. And this was a crime that echoed not just in a neighborhood, but an entire county and beyond that.
In Fayette County Court this past week, Edwards pleaded guilty but mentally ill to 2 counts of malice murder, ending this painful saga for the families as well as the community.
I want to know what y'all got to say about that, because this goes against everything that we were taught in the Black community as to why Black males act the way they do, because why they're so violent, why they don't have a soul. Why I want to know what's the problem, because you're gonna have to end up saying what the real problem is once you start ciphering this shit. Okay, Ebony?
He's not mentally ill at all.
It's on you, Ebony.
Okay, I have to reiterate, this man is not mentally ill at all. I'm sorry. You cannot, because what he did, that's not psychosis, that's not depression, that's rage. And what he did, because what he did, he could have just shot him and walked off. You know what I mean? If he was mad. But no, he was raging and basically wanted to be brutalize his mommy and his poor wife up close, beat him with baseball bats and stabbing. I'm sorry, that's rage. That's not even, I mean, he may be mentally ill in some capacity, but he made that plea. He made that plea because he wants to go to a mental hospital. He doesn't want to go to prison.
Well, from what I understand, he's getting ready to get life without parole. Y'all, when she mentioned how bad he beat those women with the bat, that right there is pure hatred. When I say Black men don't like you, I mean that. It has nothing to do with what you are, who you are, what you're doing. They just don't like that you exist. That was his mother, who was a physician, and she used to literally dote on him every time she opened her mouth. When he was on TV every Friday night back when he was in high school, because he was supposed to be a D1 star player, right? There's nothing you can do. You can't even go and make something of your life, have them in wedlock, right? And then raise them with resources and all that good shit. It's not going to change anything. The only thing that needs to be changed here, I cannot say it here, just use your imagination. We know what the problem is. It has nothing to do with how he was raised. It has nothing to do with his environment, because he is acting just like a nigga from the projects. Let's just keep it real. Somebody that didn't know who his father was, somebody that didn't know whether they was going to eat every goddamn night, violence all around. He's doing the same thing that people that grow up in that environment do. So that means, bottom line, it's the fact that he's a BM. Okay? And I'm not talking about bowel movement. Aaliyah.
Again, I will say it. Look at a lot of these photographs and you will see it in them. Exactly what I was talking about. If you look at these pictures, that says a lot. But Ebony pretty much took what I wanted to say about the whole rage thing. It has to be rage because it's not easy to literally beat somebody to death, which is what that is. When you take a bat, it says a lot. He didn't want to make that quick. He wanted to destroy them. So that was what the goal was. The goal was not to just shoot them and be done with it. He wanted to beat them to death. It's the same thing for people who like to strangle people. Like, it's not an easy task. You have to get up close and personal to, take somebody out that way. And that really does say a lot about where the amount of hatred that he had for those women, in particular his mother. So, I mean, it is what it is.
Here's the deal too, y'all. I told y'all a million times, Black men don't like their children. They don't. And I think he might have went on ahead and implemented the plan that he was going to do regardless once his wife got pregnant, because they don't like their children. And y'all saw his wife. generally black men that can't stand women that look like her. Beautiful lady, in shape, all that good shit. But it's not what she is, it's who she is. And her being a black woman, that infuriates the fuck out of them. Dead ass serious. There's nothing you can do about it. They keep teaching y'all how to, throw on some femininity, throw on this, level up and all this good shit. There's no level that you can reach. Not for them. Not for them. They don't like you. You can be on the highest level ever, and you still won't be as high as the lowest non-black woman in their picture. Sorry, not sorry. Another one, you got anything to add?
Yes. Hi, DC. Good evening, ladies, everyone in the chat. I agree with Ebony. There is no mental illness here at all. He called 911 like he was ordering Domino's pizza, wasn't out of breath or anything. And to answer your question about how could someone from this type of background do this, it's because even when they come, this is just my humble opinion, even when they come from two-parent homes and everything looks good on the surface, there's really only one parent raising them, and that's the mom. The dad might even be paying bills and things of that nature, teaching them athletics, but they're not being taught real humanity, things like empathy, how to treat people, how to have compassion for other people. It's complete selfishness. That's all they're taught, and that's all they observe from their dads. I'm sorry to say it. And so I think it's just a two-parent household on the surface. And that's why when you see these type of guys, like you said, be it from inner city, projects, not knowing their dad or having dad, it's the same outcomes. And even the ones from the so-called good families, when they hit a certain age, they're like, maybe I should settle down. Maybe I should have a family. Maybe I should get married. But if you actually know these couples behind closed doors, they may not go all out and murder them like this guy did, but they start sabotaging these women's health and their baby's health. What they start doing is they start cheating while the woman's pregnant so that she can get sick, so she can miscarry, because then it gets real. Like, oh shit, I got married and I have a baby on the way. So just because they don't go all the way with murder and you don't hear about it in the news, I know what these so-called unicorns do behind closed doors because some of my friends are married to grapes. The cheating is rampant during the pregnancy. So then these pregnancies become very stressful. And this is why you see a lot of miscarriages and stillborns in these high income couples marriages. And I'm not trying to play doctor here, but I've observed, this is anecdotal. And so I don't think it makes a difference whether a so-called high earning or high value dad's in the home, because he's not teaching you how to be a real, gentle, kind man. He's teaching you how to be a machine.
Another one, I'm going to just keep it real with you. Even if he was there, I don't believe that black males can be taught couth. No matter how much time you give them, no matter how much, pouring into their personality that you do, all the way down from when they're 2 and up. Once you start trying to teach them, you find out that they can't be taught. This is nuts that he comes from a very opposite environment than the rest of the men that we just showed on the earlier slides came from. Because those dusty motherfuckers, they come from Blackistan. It is what it is. This one right here, he went to a 90% white school. I know where his school is. This is nuts. And his mom, she was so accomplished. She was at, of course, a hospital in Fayetteville, Georgia. Very nice woman. I'm going to tell you, it does not matter. It doesn't matter. And then we talk about genes. No, you can't teach these motherfuckers nothing. So when they say that they're going to breathe life into a motherfucking black man, I'm like, shit, that same breath you put in him, he going to take out of you.
Exactly. And the thing is, there are black men who came from the projects and the streets who didn't do this shit. Think about it.
I think what we're having is the nature versus nurture discussion, where you talk about how they were raised and what environments they come from, and then people argue, well, it's not where they're from, it's how they're raised. I mean, but the whole overall point is when it comes to them, it doesn't matter. These things they will turn on you, period. It doesn't matter where you're from, what walk of life, how they're raised, whether or not they had everything handed to them or not, or whether or not they were severely deprived. It's just, you see, he was completely the opposite. He had the 2-parent household. He was not from the projects. He was not a street dude. He was not even introduced to that part of life. And this is still how he turned out, period. So that should let you know it has something to do with this being a part of their nature. This is just how they are.
Y'all,
and it's worse than
he had a 4.0, ladies. These are the people that they tell Black women to go after. The so-called smart Black, the classic unicorn. This right here, he had a 4.0. He had both his parents. He grew up with, resources and that type of shit. His mother was a physician. He got married before he had his first baby, but it just didn't work out because I don't think it can work. It can be worked out with them. I don't.
It can't. I'm sorry, and I know that sounds really terrible, but it just can't. I know wealthy Black men who are trafficking kids.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, I don't think Suge Knight has missed any meals, right? So here's my thing. The nature versus nurture thing. That's always going to be a debate. But what we're seeing is consistent. What's going on in the Black community? It is consistent. It has not wavered.
Yeah, and it's across the board, regardless to their upbringing. That's the thing. So people can no longer use that as an excuse because you're seeing it across the board, regardless to where they come from, how they're raised, whether or not at this point, it just doesn't matter. They're all doing the same thing, regardless.
Here's the other piece, you guys. I keep seeing people in the comments, they put in, something's wrong with the Y chromosome, and I agree. Remember, Black women grew up in the same areas with these men, and the outcomes are different depending on what the Black woman's mindset is. With a mammy, it could go either way, but with divested women that take their ass to college, get their bag, get their coin, get their life in order or whatever, why is it that coming from the same environment, even with so-called slavery, Black women picked cotton too? Black women got whipped too. Why on earth is your chromosome making it to where everywhere you go, it's just a disaster? They don't know how to be family men. They don't know how not to hit people without in a conflict. They just are animalistic. They fuck anything, touch anything, no matter how old or young the person is. And their second language is violence. It's violence. So I don't know. You could keep trying if you want to. I don't recommend that shit whatsoever. Ellis, on you.
I agree with what all you ladies said. There's really no reasoning for anything that they do. I mean, it doesn't matter how they grow up, if they grow up and have a good childhood from a good childhood or a bad childhood, somehow the outcome is always still the same. It's just still the same, and that's sad.
We talked about the sissies in the beginning, okay? Homeboy coming in twitching. Then we got this one right here who actually grew up in a good household. Still same weirdo shit. They don't know how to lead or whatever. Now we getting ready to take a look at how them being protected is also hurting us. Black women is hurting the fuck out of us. Y'all, let me set the stage. Say you're you're working in a bodega. Okay, that's your job. You work behind the counter selling chips and all this extra shit that bodega sell. Well, there's a Dusty that comes in with his girlfriend. Of course, his girlfriend is spending on an EBT card because he don't have no resources. So the man got to go ahead and supply their food and sustenance, which at this point is chips. You'll see all of that. Her EBT card wasn't working. Why? I don't know. But he takes his ass behind that counter and goes to wailing on the clerk. He's wailing on you. Now, remember, in New York, you can't have a gun. You just really can't. The gun laws there are so restrictive till it doesn't even make any sense. The only thing you have at your disposal is a knife. You get to cutting his ass up. He dies, and they arrest you and don't give you self-defense. That sounds like a completely made-up story. Not true. Come on, y'all.
Bodega worker Jose Alba is home tonight after spending 6 days on Rikers Island. He hid his face and had nothing to say about his self-defense case. His saga started Friday night while at work at the Blue Moon Bodega in Hamilton Heights. This woman seen on surveillance video getting mad after she's denied a bag of chips because her EBT card is not working. Her boyfriend comes in, confronting Alba behind the register, pushing the 61-year-old. What's wrong with you? Alba's attorney says the video speaks for itself, and Alba stabbed 37-year-old Austin Simon in self-defense, resulting in his death. Police arrested Alba, charging him with murder, but the mayor is on Alba's side.
My heart goes out for that hard-working, honest New Yorker that was doing his job in his place of business, where a person came in and went behind the counter and attacked him. My heart goes out to that employee who was in the store doing his job. And so I am hoping that we take all of that into consideration.
After Alba's cash bond was set at a hefty $500,000, a judge agreed to lower his bail to $50,000, and the district attorney said his office's investigation is ongoing, with another court appearance July 20th.
I signed it for him to come out.
President of the Bodega Owner Association, Francisco Marte, financially helped his release and says bodega owners have a dangerous job and need more than the mayor on their side.
Mr. Alba's state of mind.
Well, he's very distracted with everything that is happening. He's a man that works 13 hours a day to making his living, and then suddenly see him involved in this incident that he didn't provoke.
And there was a GoFundMe page set up for Mr. Alba's legal defense in this matter. GoFundMe took down that page saying,
Coddling. One thing that stuck out to me in this video is that, you see how other groups stick together. He saw this dude that happened to be an immigrant like him, and he was attacked, so he went on ahead and paid to get him out of jail. That's a whole nother different story. We won't go there. But look at the coddling that's happening here. GoFundMe took his shit down. You got bitches putting up shit talking about, me and my baby daddy, we fighting, we need help, blah, blah, blah. You can help her. You can help this mammy that keep going back to her Dusty 5 times every goddamn year after he dusts her ass off, no pun intended. But when somebody needs some legal help after being attacked by a Dusty, GoFundMe took that shit down. Okay? This is coddling 101. Y'all, I would have lost that fucking bet. I would have thought that he would have, been able to go ahead and just go home after his police interview. But now you can't even defend yourself when the motherfucker has 4C hair and cornrows and a goddamn shit log. This shit is getting scary as fuck to me, y'all. It's scary. It's on you, Aaliyah. This don't make no fucking sense.
The bullying for me, they act like the people having a fear of them is unwarranted, and they're wondering why people have this unhealthy fear of the black man, and they talk like it's unwarranted, but they carry themselves like somebody is supposed to be afraid of them. Imagine how bold you have to be to just think you can come into a store and step behind the counter and assault people. So he wasn't expecting that man was going to have something ready for his ass. And see, they're going to see that a lot because these motherfuckers like to walk around bullying people. They like to intimidate people. Their very presence, they think that shit scares people. And he came in there and he thought he was going to bully that man and push him around. And he got the surprise of his life. Hell no, set him free and give him a medal because he took out the trash.
Thank you. And Aaliyah, I'm sorry, but Tina Knowles says that we shouldn't be afraid of them because there's nothing to be afraid of, and black men are unfairly targeted and profiled. So
how do they keep
they carry themselves like that? Mm-hmm.
How do they keep getting this over on black women? How are they getting this I'm the victim shit over on you? I see a whole bunch of coddling, not only from just black women now, but that so-called system keeps letting them out. These bond reforms and this, look, they're locking up people for fighting back. I fight back. This is why this shit is so triggering to me. I would have opened up his goddamn gut. Real motherfucking talk. I'd have opened up his gut. Is someone talking in the back or what have you? Oh, that's Shane. But yeah, I would have cut him too. So if I'm jumping in Mr. Alba's shoes, I'm feeling some type of way because I'm not gonna sit there and let no goddamn ape fuck up on me. It's not going to happen. I'm going to fight back because I know how violent they are. But y'all, I identify more with Mr. Alba because he wasn't fucking with nobody. He was at work. He shoved the shit out of that 61-year-old man. He literally could have killed him. Do you know how many old people I've seen come into the hospital with a hip fracture and they never make it back out that motherfucker, sometimes a hip fracture is a death sentence depending on the health of the old person that was pushed. But that's neither here nor there. Y'all, I would have cut the fuck out of this man. I would have.
DZ though,
DC,
here's the deal, you know, and for all of you out in, you know, YouTube world, and you're hanging on the ceiling and hate listening to this, all of you can attest to ever since you're young girls, all you've ever seen young Black boys do is fight.
Mm-hmm.
They fight each other. They fight the teacher. They fight you. That mean it's like they are raised fighting. And they're you know, and all you can see is fists flying. And that's when I'm sorry, when I see one, I see a fight coming somewhere. So I don't understand this. All of a sudden, you're the big man, but you're also the victim.
Right. I didn't have to end up in jail, y'all. I'd have to, because I'm not getting ready to think whether I'm going to jail or not when you got some nigga that's getting ready to fuck you up. You don't know whether he's armed. You don't know whether if the crime is going to be sexual. You can never tell with these motherfuckers. So I'd rather go ahead and be judged by 12 than carried by 6. I mean that shit. Real shit.
See, this is why I fucking hate New York.
Yeah.
This is the same damn place that is letting the psychos out of jail, basically catch and release, and paying violent offenders to while they're out of jail. But you have this honest, hardworking man who defended himself, and you arrested him and put him in jail and forced him to pay a bond, while these raggedy niggas don't even get a fucking bond. I hate New York. I hate them. I'm so glad I live in a Midwestern state where if you look at me too damn hard, I can claim self-defense and blow your motherfucking ass away.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so glad I don't live in a place like New York. That place is trash.
It is. I wouldn't even visit that motherfucker. And I'm going to say something else controversial. Y'all, I think if the robber was a white powdered donut Dusty, they would not even have arrested him. I'm going to tell you why. Because this is the deal. Whenever you trying to defend yourself against a nigga, they consider the coddling. They consider the fact that he's black. That's why I say that when people tell you don't consider race, when it comes to these niggas, you need to consider race. That man went to jail. Do y'all know what Rikers is? Do y'all know what
exactly?
Yeah.
Exactly.
They put that 61-year-old man that was defending himself in Rikers. There's been some black men that couldn't even handle Rikers. They deleted themselves and killed other people and all this shit here. Rikers ain't no joke. It ain't no walk in the park. 61 years old. I'm surprised he survived a week in there, especially after the crime. You know they're gonna tell everybody what the fuck you did. But hey,
But DZ, if it had not been Mr. Alba, had it been a Black woman, they're working, he would have really messed her up.
yeah,
Well, DC, may I add some intel I got about this case?
sure.
Hamilton Heights is a part of Harlem. My friend, who's part Dominican, is from there. The Spanish networks have provided way more information about this case. She said it was due to their sort of outcries in the city that he was even released after 6 days. I agreed. He could have had a heart attack in Rikers. He's not a career criminal. But the Spanish stations were reporting that it was actually that bitch that instigated the whole thing. She went back out and got a knife and handed it to her boyfriend. And they're not reporting that on the English Channel stations that this guy actually was armed. They're making it seem like it was a fist fight against Mr. Alba's knife. But she went and did supply him with a weapon at that.
Why am I not
dangerous?
surprised?
Right, they're just
I'm
as
not
dangerous as
surprised.
these niggas. They are.
Exactly. They're more dangerous.
I can't.
And as far as Tina Knowles goes, any nigga walking around with motherfucking cornrows in 2022 needs to be profiled. Who's doing that? Who's doing that?
Her motherfucking ass is a trip. She better hope don't nobody push her old ass. She ain't no spring chicken no more either. The fuck? Lady Wordsmith, welcome to the panel. What you got?
Hi, good evening, good evening. I'm DC. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You're a little staticky, but I can hear you.
Can you hear me better now?
It's more staticky.
Oh, it's more static. Oh God. All right. All right. Well, I have my mic on. Am I still staticky?
Very, very, very staticky.
I'm going
We
to
can.
I'm gonna come back on my tablet. That
Okay,
will
that's
help.
fine.
Okay. Okay. I'll be
Okay,
right
that's
back.
fine.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mhm. Leaving Blackistan, welcome to the panel. Are you Dusty?
No, I'm not.
Okay, what you got on this topic, boo?
I just got here. I'm actually in your Patreon.
Mm-hmm.
And this is my third time up here, so I'll I'll chime in on the next topic.
Okay.
I just got here. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Welcome to the panel, Diana Prince. How are you? Diana.
Hi, Dizzy. Sorry, I was trying to
Hey,
get.
how you
Hi, I
doing?
was trying to get. Fine, I was trying to get my little controls. Oh, I got some news for you
Uh-oh.
from San Francisco. No, it's good news.
Okay.
They just the mayor just appointed a new district attorney for
Wait,
San
what?
Francisco.
Really?
The mayor of San Francisco just appointed a temporary district attorney because remember the other guy got recalled.
Mm-hmm.
And she quit. The girl quit under him because he was letting all the dust buckets out and letting everybody do whatever they want to do. And he took away the bond system. So the Bill's bondsman that was across the street from the courts, they had to shut up, close up shop because he let them get out of jail without bond. Let's let them roam free until they come to court.
I remember you telling me that. So I'm glad that motherfucker's being replaced. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so she has to run. She has to serve out the rest of his term, and then she has to run, I think, in November. And I think he's going to try to run against her to get reinstated, but I don't think that's going to work out for him.
Oh, we going to see.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to work out for him because he was just whining and crying because he spent his whole time trying to get his daddy out of jail. The governor of New York, Cuomo, got his daddy out because his daddy was one of them radical people who got 2 New York cops killed back in the 80s during a bank robbery with his mama.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
David Gilbert.
they got locked up and tried to represent themselves in federal court.
Alongside Tupac's dad, by the way. That's a fun fact.
Yeah. And then I was just like, really? And then she ended up getting paroled in 2003 and got to sit on the college board. She just passed away like in April. And then he just got out before Cuomo came out of office. And he never did work for the people of San Francisco. He was too busy trying to get his daddy out of prison. And I was like, well, if they had been black, they would have been dying in prison. So I'm not trying to hear what he was talking about. I was just
wait,
like,
wait. You said if he was black, he would have died in prison?
Yeah, because the guy, his parents are white. They're not black. They're not people of color. Like
DC, she's talking about the DA that got recalled's father has been in prison since the 80s. He used his fame as San Francisco DA to get Cuomo to pardon his dad, not the DA himself.
Hey, Buffy Williams, I'm not putting you out. You keep falling off for some reason. So figure out what's going on with your system and shit, and I got you. Miss Williams, is this you? Cut your camera off. Okay, are you Dusty?
No, ma'am, I am not.
What's up?
Hey, I just wanted to thank you for your channel. I came across it for a couple weeks ago, and I tell you, I've been a little upset, maybe a lot of upset to be exact, about a lot of the things that people have been saying about Black women, the way that KS was putting us down, and just the horrific things that have been said. And it's just nice to know that there is someone out here sticking up for Black women. That's what I hear on your show. You talk about divestment, you talk about different ways to go about it, but it's nice to know that someone is in our corner. And yes, I have divested. I live my life in peace. I have my books, I read, I decorate, I travel, I do my thing. But I just wanted to thank you. That's all, because it's scary out here. I mean, I'm scared. I really am scared when I go to the store and out and about at the gas station.
You should be very scared. I appreciate you coming up here, but you should be scared. Everybody that's here should be scared right now. It's because the laws out here, they're going more in favor of these violent ass Dusties. And I told y'all months ago, you're gonna see it get a lot worse, because I honestly think that somebody's trying to teach Mammy some shit. Oh, you want our fucking force defunded, bitch? Well, this is what it looks like when the police is defunded. We're gonna have to go ahead and make some room in the cooler for your body because they taking your ass up out of here. So I'm in favor of the fucking teaching. If you're not going to listen and not get your ass away from these dusty motherfuckers, then what else is anybody else supposed to do? We can't come pick you up and take you away from there. You should want to get the fuck away from these niggas. Point blank, period.
Yeah, well, I agree with you. And again, I thank you. You know, I been going through listening to your channels. I mean, your you know, your shows one by one. And you did a wonderful job on the episode. What was it? Zaddy is the best father, or what, the white man is the best father, something about that. And it was very healing. You know, some of the stories that you shared on there, it was very healing, because I know all too well.
I'm glad
sorry.
you found some value in that. Let me ask you this. What do you think about what we got going on tonight with these Dusties being, number one, effeminate, number two, not protecting, number three, just very, very violent to everybody in the fucking community. And on top of that, we got mammies telling us we're not seeing what the fuck we're seeing. What you got on that?
Well, I think it's pretty disgusting. I don't understand the whole the men being, you know, my grandma used to say, she talked about the adage, pretty women and working men. And nowadays I see working women and pretty men. The men want to be pretty. You know, they talk about what you bring into the table, you know, and things like that. If you know, if you're approaching a situation where you're getting involved with someone, what do you bring into the table? And you know what? I don't know. I don't take care of men. I don't. In a relationship,
a black man has no business asking anybody what they bring to the table. Not you, not no damn white girl, not no goddamn body. They don't bring anything at all but violence and fucking sadness and disappointment and taking your self-esteem. So if anybody's answering their question, what do you bring to the table, then they need to sit down and figure out where that divestment is going, because you don't answer people that's below you. They're below everybody. They're below every fucking body. So if you feel like you have to answer to a black man, then you got a lot of work to do, because they ain't worth a damn.
Well, you know what, sweetie? I did have a man ask me that, and that was the end of that situation. Because again, I don't take care of men. And I've got to say, the white men that I do know are polite. They open the door, even strange, you know, like at the gas station, if you're going in to buy a coffee or something. Just
There's
politeness.
No comparison. I'm just gonna keep it real with you. When people say that, okay, black men do this and white men do this, there is no comparison. It should be obvious who the actual real fucking men are, right? So when you get into it with mammies and all this shit here, you got to understand everything's going to be a deflection. Everything is going to be, you know, well, what about this? Well, what about this? If you can answer every last question, there's going to always be an unlimited amount of questions, because they don't want to admit the motherfuckers that's falling out of their ass don't qualify as men. They don't.
But when you say stuff like that, it's white male worship. And it's like, no, it's me acknowledging what I see and what's going on. Like, I don't have to worry about if I'm entering the store, if the man is going to let the door shut right in my face, or if he's going to hold the door open for me because he recognizes that it's a lady walking behind him. You know, things like that. Like, it's certain shit that we don't, you know, what race of man who's doing what. And I've seen, you know, they stand back and they watch as you are being assaulted. They watch as you are being humiliated or insulted. They don't step in any type of way. When they see you broke down on the side of the street, they don't intervene. Every single time I've ever found myself in any situation, it wasn't a black man who came to my rescue. It wasn't. So I'm sorry if they feel like that's white male worship to state the obvious or what's true for me.
A lot of those technical skills, black men don't have them. So instead of saying I can't do it, they'll tell you you're not worth having it done. You see how that works? They don't know how to change no fucking tire. Ask the average black man how to change oil. You're gonna see something that stars look like. You remember the cartoons where the birds and stars was flying across somebody's goddamn head? That's what you're gonna see. They don't know where the oil is, much less how to change that motherfucking shit. They don't stay around for their children, so they can't change a fucking diaper around this bitch. I don't understand why people even talk to these motherfuckers. I get confused when I see people entertaining them.
But I just knew that after I dated my first white man and I saw the contrast in the treatment, I knew I couldn't go backwards to start back dating one of them, because I just wasn't used to having a man who opened doors, even the car door. It doesn't matter. Open doors, pull out chairs, pay for the date. Just regular shit like that. And wasn't expecting anything out of it besides the fact that he just wanted to take you out. I mean, it's just regular basic shit like that. And that's what taught me how a lady is supposed to be treated by a man. A white man showed me that. It wasn't, because at all my previous relationships prior to dating now, I paid for everything. I footed. If I wanted to go out, I had to foot the bill for that. So me coming from that, and when I saw the contrast, I said, hell no, I'll never look at another black man again. Now that I see the way it's supposed to be, dating a real man,
Amen. Amen with the D on the end on that one.
I have a question. Well, I'm puzzled. Why is it that black men aren't offended by the notion that people want them for their alleged sexual prowessness? I mean, that's objectification, and they're not offended by it at all. They think it's cute, for someone to say, oh, I want, because black men have big private parts. And I will say this, there's no type of studies that I know of where that's true. You would have to sample a whole bunch of men, and I don't mean sexually, but just measure them and just take some sort of studies or whatnot, and really come up with some sort of statistical analysis that would prove that. I mean, I'm sure there are lots of men, and Hispanic men, white men, Asian men, whatever.
The world record holder is white. I mean, just for the record.
Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you.
There's an actual world record holder, like on the, if you can look it up. He's not black.
Well, then, there you go. Then that's what I mean. But I mean, if I were a black man, I would be offended that that's all that people have to say about me. They don't say that black men are charming.
That's all they have. Can you imagine if they actually got offended? The thing is this. Number one, they're not the record holder. Let's just put that shit out there. There's some really, really, really beautiful. Let me not even go there. There's some subpar black men, but check it out. What if somebody came up to a nigga and was like, wow, I love how you guys are the most educated men. Listen, they gonna know you pandering because the motherfucker's dumber than a motherfucker. You hear me? What else can you compliment a black man on? And then on top of that, you taking a chance that it's not even that big. Take it from a nurse who have put tons of Foley catheters in these raggedy, musty, stinking ass niggas. Baby, it's not that serious. You have to peel the shaft from his goddamn thigh because he don't bathe every goddamn day. So that you can put the lube on the tip of the catheter and put it in there. Let me ask you something, Miss Williams, because it seems like you are freshly divested because you still want to cuss their ass out. How long have you been divested?
I would say about maybe 4 years. And see, that's
surprising. That's surprising because you sound like you still got, like you ready to talk to them about it and kind of believe some of the shit that they got going on, darling. They not telling you no truths. I'm just telling you that right now.
No, not at all. Actually, now I'm gonna tell you this. I don't know what you consider biracial men to be, but I was married to a biracial man. And we are divorced. So I don't know, everybody has their own interpretation of blackness. I was married to a biracial man. And afterwards, after we divorced, and I will say he is very good to me. He is good to me and treats me well. I don't know if that has something to do with it. He has a black mother, but I did date a black
That
guy.
matters.
Yeah, I think it matters too. I see a difference when the mother's black. That's just my personal, what I see. But I did date a black man, and he was just, I was just.
My condolences for having dated a black man. I just wanted
Well,
to
you
be
know what?
fine.
But you know what? I had enough sense. Like I said, I don't take care of men. There can't be two pretty women. I mean, two pretty people in a relationship, and I'm a woman. I'm all woman. So I'm gonna be the woman in a relationship. I don't take care of men. So for someone to ask me what I bring to the table, that was just it for me. And I gotta tell you, I own property, and I would try to hire black men to do work for me, but every time
Let me ask
they
you
would
this,
try.
Miss Williams. Why would you
Yes.
try to hire black men to work for you? Why would you do such a thing?
Because I would try to give them a chance. This has been a while ago, though.
Why,
A
though?
while ago, though.
I'm just trying to figure out why, though.
DZ. Well, because I wanted to give them some business. They have their own businesses. They seem to want to, get business, and they would talk about how, they just, want to get their business off the ground and whatnot. And I'd
Well,
want to give them.
Miss Williams, hold that thought, because I gotta get the Kundalini energy together. You have got to be shitting me that you thought that they wanted to get business started. You thought they wanted, girl, no.
Because
something, Miss Williams. Let me show them something, okay? And then I'll get back to you, because we had to do a little Kundalini break. Black men want something to be productive. Girl, no. Okay, ladies, here's the deal. I told y'all we was gonna be hitting a whole bunch of topics tonight, and I'm a woman of my word. That's what we doing. I do not feel sorry for you, black woman, when you have bad experiences with black males. We just did a video on Patreon talking about that date that homeboy was trying to get her to pay for Applebee's, whatever. If you continue to go out with them, what's going to happen is I'm going to start making some comedy about your ass, because I'm a comedian as well. I'm not going to sit up there and let you videotape some shit and then show everybody talking about, oh, look at what he did. Look what he did to me. He was so wrong. Well, bitch, you saw that was a black man, didn't you? I don't know what's going on. Why would you think they wouldn't do what they did? But here it is. Another very young woman, very beautiful, dark-skinned, beautiful woman, gave a nigga a chance. And of course, he didn't show up and show out like he was supposed to. The mammy, who's his grandmother, and her grandfather is acting a damn fool. I'm sorry, his grandfather acting a damn fool. I'm going to tell you why they was upset after you view this clip. Throw yourself on mute, Miss Williams.
Okay, yes.
Nah, it's not my friend. This is my girlfriend.
That's your girlfriend?
Yeah.
Is that who you been talking about?
Yeah, that's Tierra right there.
That's Tierra?
Yeah.
Hi, Tierra. She's all right.
Huh?
She's okay.
What do you mean?
Come on, let's go.
I got to see the comments. Did you hear what that old bitch said?
Did you hear what she said?
Did y'all hear what she said?
Yeah, we heard her.
She's okay. Oh my God. Listen. She said she all right. I'm gonna tell y'all why these motherfuckers is upset. Let's go a little bit more.
You don't want to meet her, or you don't want to say nothing to her?
Okay, let's just go eat.
Yeah. I mean, what does that mean?
But that means
Look.
we should have met her first.
So
don't you think?
I mean, what am I supposed to do with that information?
She's cool, but damn.
What? What's wrong with it? She said it.
Wow. They said it in front of her face. I thought the girl was in the restaurant when he said that. He said that in front of her face. Y'all, they're upset because they think their grandson deserves something better than a black woman. I'm telling you what it is, y'all. We all come from black families around this bitch, so we know what these motherfuckers be thinking. They were disappointed that he had the nerve to bring this black girl to them and present that
And she's
motherfucking old
beautiful.
bitch said
And she
she's
is
fucking
beautiful.
gorgeous.
And they
She
feel like
aight.
that he too good for her.
Exactly. This is ridiculous. Why do y'all keep going? And where are you women at that's always talking about, I don't want to do no white boy because I'm going to think his family racist? Where y'all at? Y'all don't worry about this type of shit? It's all about the white man?
They don't care about that. They don't care about that, DZ. You know, they don't care about that because in their head, even if his family or, anybody close to him don't like you, well, at least he's still black. You know, that dumbass rationale that is not rational.
And his
I'm not
grandmother sitting up there looking like Lunel.
Say what?
I said, Grandma's sitting up there looking like Lunel. With her bald head
Not
ass.
Lunel, not short, fat, and dumpy.
I fuck with Lunel, but fuck her right now.
Oh my God.
I'm not surprised with his mammy though. I told you how they act. Like, I'm not surprised.
But they pretend like it's gonna be all good when you find your unicorn. Darling, you ain't found no unicorn, ma'am. Somebody got some
I guess
background
if
noise.
she was a
Somebody
white
watching
girl, they
something?
would have. I guess if she was a white girl, they would have fell at her feet.
Mm-hmm. She
I
had to at
agree.
least be mixed.
Yeah.
Y'all watch this shit, y'all. She gets upset later on, but I could do this shit all day. Let's go.
You're right here. He's up.
She only $105.
What does that mean?
What she rocking with?
What is that, bro?
You are grown. If somebody is treating me some type of way, you're supposed to stand up and say something about it, no matter who they are. Just like I stood up for you.
I don't feel sorry for her. She went. At this point in the game, ladies, we should not be entertaining them on any level. Like I always say, had she not went, this wouldn't have happened. He knew that shit was going to happen. What about that part? He knew that shit was going to happen, and I think he did the shit on purpose. Okay? Let's go.
I messed up my relationship with my brother for you? Seriously? That's dumb.
Okay, I know. Okay, I'm sorry.
What, bye?
I'm done.
Okay,
bro.
listen.
And
Let me fix it,
don't-
please.
No, Aries,
Are you
I'm
serious?
done. Go in the store with them and try to figure out. Maybe you should catch an Uber with them.
Huh?
I'm gonna just go home.
What are you talking
It's
about?
like,
This y'all people. I want to see what y'all got over here in this comment section, because every time something like this happen, a whole bunch of black women gather around and say, oh man, she shouldn't have did this or he shouldn't have said that. Y'all, this is a nigga. This is a nigga. He's
See, I
going to do
guarantee-
this.
And the reason why I can't feel sorry for them is because I guarantee you, if somebody would have told her from the beginning, don't do it, girl, you deserve better, you can do better, he ain't it, she probably would have copped all kind of attitudes. You just all angry and bitter. You don't tell me what to do. This my life and every damn thing else. When you're trying to tell them that you see something in them that they don't even see in themselves. I go through this shit with my little cousins all the time. It's like, girl, when I look at them and tell them, do you know that you are beautiful and that you deserve better than that and you can do better than that? And they turn around and tell you, this my life, I do what I want to do, and they still proceed to date niggas just like that and be introduced to families just like that, get their feelings hurt, and then come home, and then you're supposed to feel sorry. And it's like, no, because I tried to tell your ass you didn't need it.
Now, Moneybags Anderson said, what's wrong with her being petite? Let me tell you something. Remember earlier in this conversation about a half hour ago, I said, no matter what you do and who you are, if you are a black woman, you will never be good enough. Now, all the arguments about black women being fat ass pigs, right? All of a sudden, somebody's not a fat ass pig and he don't know where to go with it. He still has to criticize her because she's a black woman. They hate your fucking guts. And his grandma, that's a male identified bitch. She don't like her because her husband don't like her. Let's just keep that part real. I see you came back, Ebony, because I know you fixing to go the fuck off.
Okay, you guys, I don't know if some of the younger people remember this, but when Barack Obama introduced his wife to the world, black men were like, oh man, what you... That's right. They were mad at him. First of all, they said, okay, you're just a half black guy. But then when they were hoping that his wife was white. They were hoping that his wife was white or at least biracial.
Yep.
Okay. And a lot of people like to bring up how they talked about Michelle Obama in the white community and some of the crazy people, but nobody really brings up the fact that black men look down the fact that Obama married a black woman, an accomplished, beautiful, tall, statuesque black woman.
And that goes to
dark
show you that
complexion.
Black women have to be twice as accomplished and still don't get half of the respect, because Michelle Obama is the epitome of poise, class, elegance. She is one of the most well-dressed first ladies we've ever had, highly educated, 2 Ivy League colleges, Yale and Princeton. And it's like, or is it Harvard and Princeton? Either one, 2 Ivy League universities. And it's like, damn, how decorated do you have to be? A lawyer in her own right. And it's like, goddamn, how accomplished do we have to be?
It doesn't matter your accomplishments. That's the whole point. It doesn't matter how beautiful you are. That's the whole point. Because, look at her. Dear God. And here we go. A lot of black men wouldn't even give her the second look other than try to get her resources. That is it.
May I ask a question? Who was it in the background? Was it the granddad who talked about her being so small, like objectified her, said she's only 105 pounds or whatever?
It was the grandfather, yes.
So he basically like objectified a girl that he's not even dating.
He wasn't going to be able to say anything nice about this girl because he thinks his grandson deserves better. This girl here, she could also be Ivy League educated, but it still wouldn't matter. They could take a Walmart cashier, white one, over anybody. Somebody got some something throwing around in the background. I don't know what that is, but I hear it. It's like you have to be all the way up on the top of Mount Everest. But if you're non-black as a woman, you can just be a Walmart cashier. And shout out to Walmart cashiers. That's good. I'm not trying to be shady. You know what I'm saying. Catch the spirit of what I'm saying. Y'all, I say get the fuck out of that fight. Get out of there. There's nothing that you can do. Just like Ebony said, Michelle Obama caught hell because she was Michelle Obama, who happened to be a black woman. Everything from her being a man to her being ugly to her mouth is shaped weird. She's too tall. Her hips are too wide. All of this shit. And this is from a bomb ass woman who's accomplished like a motherfucker. But I tell you what, if Beckisha came in there with a GED, oh, it would have been, it's all over. It's all good. It's all good. But y'all, I say opt out of that shit. Why are you still in the competition? I would rather eat cat shit with a tablespoon. Scoops of cat shit with a tablespoon before I try to impress a black man and his family. Are you fucking serious? Your entire community looks like shit. I will not be trying to impress anybody that comes from your community. Hate to sound like that, but I mean that shit.
How does this end, DZ? What do he say? What does she say?
Uh-oh. Hold on a second. I'll finish playing it as soon as I find my goddamn tab because I done went on to a rant. It's like 1 minute left. Let's go.
Why
is this my fault?
It's
though?
your fault because you're not protecting me. You're supposed to say you're treating my girl some type of way and you're supposed to do something about it.
Oh, that is my granddad. What am I supposed to do?
What do you mean? You're supposed to be like, geez, this is the girl that I like and this is the girl that I want and this is how you're gonna treat her. You're not gonna treat her no type of way.
And then what? What T? Ruin a relationship with my family?
All right, well what the heck?
Let me fix it. Come on.
You did enough, Aries. I was excited to meet your family because I'd never met them before. But it's cool.
Bro. Just let me fix it, T. Just one more time. I promise I won't fuck it up. I promise. You have my word. You have my word.
You have one more try, and I swear I put this on.
Of course, he has another
try. You gonna beat my grandma up? She's 60 years old.
I respect her, but I'm not gonna keep getting disrespected.
Okay, fine, fair. Just when we talk, can we have a little discussion really fast?
Sure.
You guys are being a little bit too harsh on my girl. She just talked to me, said she wasn't feeling welcome. It was kind of like odd. You guys are being a little bit too mean. I know it's like what y'all do because you're a little older. You know, it's just,
I'm overprotective, but I want to make sure you got everything that you need to survive in life.
He said, I want to make sure you got everything you need to survive. Y'all, this is some bullshit. He wants somebody to come and take care of his grandson. Do you hear what I'm saying to you? He wants a woman that's going to come and take. Now, if she was a big ass woman who was, her self-esteem was low and she just was dying to impress them, granddad might have been okay because he knows that he could fuck over her and keep fucking over her and keep fucking over her. But granddad is like looking at her like she's not going to take care of you. She's going to expect some shit from you, grandson, and I don't think you're ready for that. So they didn't want that shit to go down. This is the coddling I'm talking about, y'all. It's on you, Will.
I instantly got super pissed at her after this whole, oh, well, one more try. Like, no, exit, abort mission. You seen the shit right in your face.
I was mad when she gave him another chance too, but I'm so used to it. It's women out here that take niggas back after orders of protection, after having a jaw broke. This right here is petty in the Black community. All he did was try to keep a relationship with his grandparents. What's the big deal? Y'all ain't have to go through no drilling. Actually, I sure didn't. As soon as my husband's mother tried anything, he looked at her like, you better stop or you'll never see me the fuck again. That's how that's supposed to go. All y'all Christian motherfuckers out there, what does it say? Leave your family and cling to your wife. Why don't y'all press that part when you throwing shit in divestors' faces? Huh? Y'all skip over that fucking one. Go ahead, babe.
Now, that was what I was just about to say. See, people can try to minimize this situation, but what he's doing is setting the tone and the pace for how their relationship is going to be from here on out. He's letting her know that he will let people disrespect her regardless of who they are to her face. And she sees this and knows that you definitely don't have a man that has your back. He's not going to stand up for you. He's showing you that people are allowed to insult you to your face and his, and he's going to let that shit fly because he cares more about his relationship with them. And people can say, well, that's his family. But no, it's a way for him to check them about their rudeness without being disrespectful. It's a way to do any and everything. It's not what you do, it's how you do it. So they can't even use that argument. Well, he just didn't want to disrespect them, but you can let them disrespect the woman that you're with. I mean,
but that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. And I get tired of people saying that because just because you let somebody know that they're wrong or you giving them a boundary, why does that have to mess up the relationship with him when he said, oh, well, you want me to fall out with my grandparents? Why do you sticking up for me has to result in you falling out with your grandparents?
There you go.
That's why I said
Black men are prized possession in these families. They are prized possession. So it's going to take a whole lot more. Don't forget, even if you do get them to act right, you got yourself a unicorn, you're going to share them. There is no monogamous unicorn. You got unicorns fucked up. Honestly, by default, they don't exist. But if you find so-called, you're going to share him. And guess who's going to hide for him? His parents are not going to tell him, don't cheat on my daughter-in-law. Don't do that. They're going to lie for him because that's all they care about is him. It's fuck you all day with your black ass. They don't feel like you deserve him any goddamn way.
DC, let me tell you a story. My family was trying to toss me on some boy when I was 16 years old. He wasn't a boy. He was a man. He was 21. And I remember when he took me, he was a black guy, the darkest person in the family. Okay, they wanted me to, I was being forced to do this because, this is what I was supposed to do. So I went to meet the family and his brothers were like, she ain't much, man. She ain't much. Now, I find white boy, marry white boy, everybody's about to fall out in the yard. Okay?
I can't get out of the competition, ladies.
But can I just say, At
Go ahead.
16, that could have, at 16, you know, we can laugh about it and she turned out fine. But at 16, that could have broke Ebony and it could have broke that girl in that video.
They tried,
Right.
baby. They tried. They
And
did
also,
everything. I lost
I
my mother. They tried.
exactly. And I pray that this was a skit that they just put up to go viral. I really hope this video isn't true because I'm getting secondhand embarrassment for her. But did you notice how the grandfather is sort of playing like kind of being the hypergamous parent here because he wants the best. He wants to make sure he survives. They're trying to set his future up. They're trying to get him with the right girl to take care of him. Where usually that's the woman's family's job to look out for their daughter. In this case, it's the guy's family. He said, I just want to make sure you're okay. And basically you're set up for the future. Now, if she took him home to her folks, they would just say, oh, he's cute. And that's it. They wouldn't have said, what does he do for a living? Does he have money? What's going on? What's in the future? Is he going to marry you? Nothing. It would have just been, he's cute and he's black.
Why we
It's
keep
like
doing this?
Exactly.
Why? What's the benefit? Can anybody name a benefit? Why do we keep engaging in this foolishness? And
There
y'all,
is no
if this is a skit, what I said was true. Black people in the black community, attention is currency. This better not have been no skit. But if it is, guess what? Same shit. And what's
I don't
going
think
on with
it
all these
was.
so-called skits? Go ahead.
I don't think it was a skit, DZ. I think it was for real.
Child.
It's just a guess because they're having a lot of embarrassing ones going viral lately. So,
Well, if
You
it's
could
a
see the
skit,
pain
I
in
do
her
not believe.
eyes.
Whoever was talking, go ahead, and then the next person go after that because I can't even see who the hell was talking real quick.
I'm sorry. I was just saying that you could see the pain in her eyes. If it's a skit, she's a pretty good actress, but you could tell she really seemed to be hurt by that.
Yeah.
But who would be videotaping something like that? That's bizarre.
He had the camera in his
he
hand.
did.
Oh, okay. Okay. I didn't catch that. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you, the lady that was speaking prior to myself, when you talked about the if the girl went home, the parents would have said, "Oh, he's
He's
cute,"
cute.
and went on. But the guy's family was like trying to look out for him, making sure. I think the grandmother said, "Just making sure she takes care of you." That goes back to that thing. Working women and pretty men. The men are the pretty ones now. You know.
Well, we
So
co-signed the shit. Think about the beginning of this show. The black woman in the back hollering, "Go boy, while he twisted his goddamn pussy all over the fucking place. I don't know what's wrong with us. Like somebody put in the comment section, Scooby snacks. They don't give a fuck where they come from. Do I need to remind y'all that y'all better don't make me pull him back up?
beauty is wasted on you pretty black women. Sorry.
Oh no. Oh no.
Just in case you forgot.
No.
Just in case you forgot.
I meant
the head of the line, not sprinkled in, the head of the line. Every position that they choose in society is a coddled one. It's a preferred one. It's a make me a leader one when I'm not a leader. I have to tell you to go over here and do this. I have to tell you how to be in a relationship. I got to tell you that you're supposed to pay at least half the bills. These are y'all's men.
He wasn't the only one, though. They had another one at the end of the line.
I seen
So
his
they-
punk ass back
So
DZ,
they have
I
more
don't-
than one.
I don't understand why, if they were going to have men a part of the dance team, why weren't they doing the masculine moves and not mimicking feminine ones? That's my
men are
question.
the most feminine men on the planet. Black men are the most feminine men on the planet. If your Google fingers are very, very interested, right? You can go ahead and check that black males have more estrogen than other males. Look it up. Look it up. They are the most feminine men. I don't know how they got to be the representation of what is pure masculinity, but it's not true. They always twisting and whining and acting a damn fool. You know, can't do manly things. Ask one of them to chop some fucking wood. You're probably gonna see somebody looking like they're having a grand mal fucking seizure.
You can see that in the way their bodies are developing now. The hips, the breasts, a lot of them have they at least B cups now. Their tits are growing so big, and they're blaming it on all the hormones in the food. But yes, their tits are growing, their hips are spreading. A lot of them are shaped up just like us now, and and when you see the way he's strutting and strolling, it's more than one of them. That's why I said it's one at the end of the line too. They like shit like this. So yeah, that's their goal, to replace us. Pretty soon, the girls
You know what
won't
they
even be
got?
on the team.
You know what they got? Legs and hips and body.
My problem is with this kind of stuff going on, these guys are never going to reach the mantle of manhood. They've got so much. You're right. They've got a lot of estrogen running around. And I'm sorry, if you're switching with a beard, I just can't do it. I'm sorry. I can't even look at you. I can't. I'm sorry.
We know you haven't been to Georgia, Ebony, because I guarantee you, if you spent enough time in Atlanta, you would see this on a regular basis. So,
Yep. Y'all, and this is some people's preference. You got so much of that in Georgia where they don't even have to be DL anymore, honestly. They be acting just like homeboy in the front of that goddamn line, and they be having their wife with them. This is where we headed. But see, the problem I'm having is black women help this culture. I was never going to be part of the black community, period, because I just didn't want to. Before I was 18 years old, I'm like, nope. But the people that are staying, why would you help this come about? Are you struggling with some thoughts of your own? Because I'm sorry, I don't want that around me. I want someone that can stand up and protect me, period. I don't want anybody hiding behind my skirt. And for some reason, when it comes to black dudes, y'all feel like y'all are validated no matter what package they're in. I can't be seeking black male validation like that. Good luck with that shit. Welcome back, Miss W. Hold up. You're back
Thank
on.
you. Thank you. I'm sorry. I got disconnected.
Now you got StreamYarded. That's what you got.
Oh,
StreamYard
okay.
is a
Thank
mess.
you. Thank you for letting me back on.
Go ahead, it's on you. I'm stopping my screen share.
Okay. I had missed I had just when you pulled me up, I just joined come on to the show, and I missed the young man dancing and whatnot. But I don't know. I'm really thankful for your show and the support that you're giving black women, and I think you're reaching people. You really are. And we need someone on our side because it's scary out there. It's rough. And the things that are said are hurtful. And I'm going to tell you something. I knew that I was divested when my feelings went in the direction of when I would see black men with white women, and I would be happy for them. I would be happy because I would feel like, you're being bothered with somebody who's not good for us. And I know at one time I didn't always feel that way. And what I see now, I see black men, they use white women they want to hurt us with them. They think, they want that same reaction, like,
Ms. W.
you're taking the
Ms. W.
Yes.
Fuck black men and fuck what they're doing. Fuck everything
Thank
they got
you.
going on. Fuck everything they got going on. I'm just telling you.
You're
Telling
right,
you.
you're
You're
right.
still trying to cipher it. You're still trying to cipher it for some odd reason. Girl,
Well,
fuck
no,
them.
I'm just telling you what.
Look at your screen. Look at your screen. Take a breath and look at your screen.
Okay.
You're not just competing with white women around this bitch if you're not divested. Apparently, you competing with horses too.
Oh God. Oh Lord.
but no,
But like I said, I knew.
They do think they try to wash their relationships with Becky in our faces because they're so used to black women caring about their copping their attitude. They want to try to get some reaction. And for me, They just don't know when they try to walk past us one too many times, whatever they want to be seen, and they think that, oh, look at, oh, she care, she jealous. And I'm thinking to myself, poor girl. See, the thing is, I know what you're getting yourself into. You don't know. That's the thing. So while I know exactly what you have, but you don't know, but you will. So if anything, Becky has my sympathy, but I do want her to keep coming getting these niggas. I do want her to keep doing that.
She doesn't even
So
have my sympathy. I would always applaud. Yay, good for
yes,
you.
no,
Bye.
she has my sympathy because I know exactly what this nigga is finna take her ass through. He finna put her ass through the ringer. But I mean, hey, better them than us. That's all I gotta say.
Well, Aaliyah, you know what? She's gonna find out. That's why I have no sympathy for her.
I have the popcorn. I listen. They were around sitting up here trying to tell us how to so-called treat black men. Well, I don't know why it's resulting in your 92% single motherhood rate when dealing with them, but go ahead, go off, do your thing.
Exactly. Because I thought it was just we just didn't know how to treat black men. We weren't feminine or submissive enough. They was repeating after them, talking about our hair, y'all bald headed, y'all ain't got no edges. We got this, that, and the third. We're the better women. You're right. Go ahead. Go ahead. I don't have any ill will towards them and their relationships at all. Come and get them. I promise you. I'll help. I will help you pack. Absolutely.
I would be more interested in what a dog thinks and what a dog is doing. I'm telling you, because people that's still trying to figure out why black men, what's gonna make black men tick? What's gonna make black men act correct? What's gonna fuck that? It's not gonna happen. They don't know. It's impossible. You can't get that. Divest already. Jesus. Anyway, y'all. Speaking of, like I said, we finna be all over the goddamn place.
Oh my God. Okay.
Is this enough man? You might tell me he's gonna get a quick weave put on top of that.
Wait, are we done with the bestialities?
We all over the goddamn place. Since every time they catch us talking about the black men, well, what about this or what about that? Where you gonna jump to now, bitch? I'm all over the place. Come hop in now. Right? I thought that the weave was an issue, ladies. So we got a sissy leading a dance band. We got a dude beating his mama to death with a bat and his wife and his unborn child. We got motherfuckers getting stabbed the fuck up because they robbing bodegas. Okay. We got motherfuckers fucking horses. Now we got a goddamn man weave. Sis, when you gonna straighten me out? When you gonna straighten me out? You tried to be all over the place the last time. Okay, we touched on everything. What's happening here? Oh, what? In the comment section of this motherfucking picture, they were down there understanding. Yeah, sometimes you need to add stuff so that your self-esteem could be edified, so that you can have more self-confidence. Now, they understand that when it comes to them. Again, no reciprocity. Sis, when you got your quick weave, they said your motherfucking ass was trying to be a white girl. They said you was bald head, nappy headed, all kind of shit. But when he need a self-esteem boost, here you come with your mammy cakes and your cape, talking about, oh, that's good. I'm happy for him. Let me go over here to I can't. It's on you, Aaliyah.
I have no words because I like you said, Dave dogged us out about this shit for I don't know how long, and for them to be turning around doing it now, it's not only is it a slap in the face, but they look completely and totally hypocritical. It's just again, it just proves that they have always wanted to be us. That's the reason why they shit on everything we do, because they want to be able to do it too.
The thing is, the roles are reversed. In Blackistan, black women are the masculine ones, the one who brings on the bacon, blah, 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 blah. We're supposed to shield their ego, shield them from the police, shield them from society, shield them from getting their feelings hurt. All at the same time when we're doing other things. And they're just supposed to be the little princesses on the pixie horses.
We co-signing it though, Ebony. We literally are co-signing it. You know, we're jumping online talking about, I don't mind paying for my part of the food. That man don't know me. Why would you expect somebody? Because, bitch, it's a date. traditionally men pay for dates, and usually they're the ones that ask for it. So if you ask and suggest that we go somewhere, you better have the money to do it.
And he should be trying to woo you, not the other way around.
And see, this is why I get so frustrated with the women too, because like I said, they keep co-signing a lot of this bullshit, and then they wonder why they have no men. And it's like, girl, why in the hell do you think it's a good idea to be going out with anybody and you having to come out of your pocket to pay for shit? It's like, why in the hell you could take yourself out? Just skip the middleman and take yourself out if you're gonna have to pay for the date yourself. What the hell? Look, don't ask me to go nowhere with you if you cannot foot the bill. I don't got time. Do not waste my fucking time. Like, who wants to be bothered with that shit? These men cheap as fuck, and these women making them think that they don't have to do anything, and it's ridiculous. And they don't understand you're fucking the game up for the rest of the women. And then they try to say, okay, well, I thought you women said you wanted equality, and that's a cop out. It's like
it is
being paid for equal work versus you feeling like you don't have to pay for anything as a motherfucking man. Like that's y'all full of shit. They're full of shit, the men and the women.
Black women, you're cheapening yourselves. It's at the point that you don't cost anything now.
It wasn't solely on black men. It's these black women as well, sitting up here co-signing all this shit. You can't find a comment section or a show or a docuseries or anything like that where a black man don't say some fuck shit, and here come the mushmouth mammy talking about, yup, he right though. We got to take a step back and look at ourselves, bitch. You have
Black,
to.
Oh, their favorite word, accountability. Like these motherfuckers who have the least, who achieve the least, have the right to be trying to hold somebody accountable for anything. But when you hold them accountable, it's it's black man bashing. That's what it is.
Well, black men should love the fuck out of divestors. They really should, because divesting is taking self-accountability. Let's just keep that part real. We stepped back and looked at the situation and was like, oops, this ain't gonna work. So I'm gonna put myself first. Just because it does not include you, Ape, doesn't mean that I'm not taking accountability. I've taken accountability. I'm not getting ready. We did it all. We chose better, took accountability, made sure they got into some classes, learned a new craft and all kind of shit, bitch. We took accountability. What you're looking for is somebody to come pay for your lifestyle. That's what you're waiting on. You're waiting for somebody to pay for your health insurance, your shelter, your food, all that shit. And then at the end of the day, get on all fours and let you bang their guts out. Bitch, are you crazy?
But DZ, No Thugs Allowed said take them swimming. No, they will rape the dolphins.
Maybe in the pool. I don't fucking know. I'm not going nowhere with these niggas.
They should not have a problem with divestors whatsoever. For the simple fact, we are taking the black women they claim they don't want and can't stand off of their hands. I mean, my thing is, you have so many of them running around here talking about these other groups of women are so much better than we are. Well, fine. Why do you give a fuck what we do? They should be some of the biggest champions for divestors and women being divested, because it's taking the women you claim you don't want off your hands. Why do you give a fuck what we do and say?
Because they still need access to your finances, your resources, energy. I mean, let's be realistic.
And don't forget their bodies.
They're still going to have access to it, because there will be no way on earth, y'all, that this mammyism could be eradicated. It's always going to be the majority of black women. You ever sat in a room full of black women and said something that goes against how all of us were raised? They literally start trying to take your pulse and check your mental health. What do you mean he should be building? That does not resonate with them. Even though they see other groups of men building, it does not resonate with them. They are of the understanding that black men, they have a unique situation where they were in slavery. So therefore, I guess until the world finally explodes, that everybody's supposed to coddle them. And this is how this is what we're doing.
Imagine being lectured about accountability by a group of men who don't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. Imagine being lectured about accountability by a group of men who think it's okay to shoot at the police, lead them on a car chase, and then have the balls to be protesting. Is that accountability? I mean, I'm just trying to figure out what the fuck they think accountability is. That's what they do in this community, though. They want the women to hold themselves accountable for every fucking thing, while they hold themselves accountable for absolutely nothing. And that's what I can't get on board with. Never. I just, it's like, who the fuck are you to tell anybody about accountability when you sons of bitches take accountability for absolutely nothing you do?
They can't be held accountable because the white man made them do it, y'all. Look at some more coddling. So I think this boy's mother needs to be charged. We got us a 22-year-old man that, because one of y'all was driving too slow, or one of y'all's husbands was driving too slow, he feels as if that you should be shot at because you're driving slow. I shit you not. Right? Come on, y'all. His mother needs to go to jail.
And new details developing in a road rage shooting out of Delco. The man police say shot and killed a 54-year-old man for driving too slowly has been arrested and charged.
Did you hear what she said? Black people are always doing some shit over the top. Go around them, mammy and son. You don't get to shoot at people because you don't like the speed in which they're driving. Period.
Our Jeff Cole joins us now live with the latest on the investigation. Jeff?
Jenny, the 22-year-old Derby man who admits he killed a Springfield motorist early Wednesday morning had a license to carry and bought his gun legally. It's his use of that firearm that's likely to put him in prison for quite a long time.
What were you thinking, sir?
22-year-old Sadiq Washington, cuffed and shackled, walks in silence to face a judge. Charged with murder in the first degree, police say he's Springfield's road rage killer.
He is the individual who leaned out of the vehicle and killed Mr. Hugh based on the fact that he believed Mr. Hugh was not driving rapidly enough on State Road. This is a senseless, brutal act.
It was Wednesday morning in heavy traffic along State Road and Meeting House Lane when investigators allege Washington, in the front passenger seat of a Chevy Equinox, fired 2 shots, killing 54-year-old King Hugh at the wheel.
Did y'all hear them say passenger side? Shooting from the passenger side? Want to take a stab at who was driving this car? Let me look in the comments. Yes, Miss. Look. Madness. Wow, so crazy. He's ugly. Oh, yes, indeed. He's ugly as fuck. Who was driving this car? Who was driving?
His best friend?
No.
Because you know,
his mom.
Passenger side of his best friend's ride.
His motherfucking mama. When I tell y'all, you better get away from these motherfuckers. You better get away from them. Oh, but I can't date no white man because they mama gonna be racist. Well, bitch, at least they ain't shooting at your ass because you driving 40 miles an hour. Come on.
Wheel of his Toyota. The SUV sped off, but when it passed Bud's Auto Service on Garrett Road in Drexel Hill, a security camera caught the plate.
What were your thoughts when they said they actually had it on your camera?
I was happy that they got it. I mean, it's a senseless act. It's a shame, over driving.
Investigators traced the plate to this Darby address and swooped in, finding Washington and his gun in a second-floor bedroom. We were turned away.
Can you tell us what's going on? You think Amanda will talk to us, or?
Police say Washington has admitted to the killing and points to his mother Amanda as the driver.
Dimed your ass out, you funky, stupid bitch. You funky bitch. Right? I thought that was your baby. I thought that was your son. Soon as they asked him who was driving that car, he was like, Mama Amanda was driving the car with your stupid ass. You a dumbass bitch. And anybody that's coddling their sons like that, that bitch goes for you too. Let's keep going. I hope they charge this whore.
Sadiq, why would you shoot at him?
According to records, he has a license to carry a firearm issued last August. William Harris is a neighbor.
The judgment on, giving people license, they should be monitored. And then a young person
under 25, I think they should ask their parents.
After the arrest, Springfield's chief of police says he spoke to the Hugh family.
Hopefully they'll have a little solace in knowing that this individual will face justice and will not hurt anybody else.
In a brief court hearing, Washington, all of 5 feet 10 inches tall and 130 pounds, was shaking heavily in court. He's locked up tonight in the county lockup.
Oh, it's almost like I feel sorry for him.
29 News, folks.
Hey, Jeff, the suspect says his mother was at the wheel when he started shooting and when the car sped away. So what happens now to the suspect's mother? Will she face any charges?
Yeah, it's a good question, and we pushed the DA on that. At least according to his admission, she was at the wheel, and also according to at least the investigation, she drove away quickly.
That bitch needs to be charged. She was playing getaway driver. She didn't pull over and say, "Get the fuck out of my car," and call the police. She didn't do that. Didn't know whether the person was dead or what. She started driving fast because, God forbid, they get their hands on her baby. I can't do this. This is people from the Black community.
But
and this is the go ahead.
But don't they tell Black women that we shouldn't snitch? I mean, it's not like we're criminals or anything, but even as not being criminals, we're told we shouldn't snitch, right? Or else we're traitors. So what's up with this? Why is this dude snitching on his own mother who was his getaway co-conspirator? What's up with that?
Well, when it's time to sacrifice somebody to what they call the system, and it's up against him versus you, oh, you going. Mm-hmm. You're going. The woman is always going to be the sacrifice. And she sat up there and put her criminal record and her safety on the line. Because you got to remember, y'all, he was shooting out of that car. So getting away, driving somebody that's shooting out of the car, you're going to be going a little bit fast, to put it lightly. But these I don't fuck with them. You can think that you're better than people, y'all. Let me tell y'all that. You can think that you're better than other motherfuckers. If you are indeed better, it is what it is. Don't feel no type of way. You don't have to humble yourself. If you didn't come out here, listen, you could tell Amanda, fuck Amanda. Fuck Amanda. Amanda, I'm better than you because guess what, bitch? I wouldn't be driving around with my son, let him shoot out a goddamn car because the person was driving too slow. This wasn't self-defense. This wasn't none of that shit. But these y'all kids.
DC, may I add one more thing I observed?
Absolutely.
They said the victim's name. It sounds like a Vietnamese name or some Hmong Asian community name. And with the climate right now, with the Asian hate crime statutes, if this mother is in fact Black, they are going to scour her social media, everything, look for any indications of, animus towards the Asian community. And they'll also hook her up with a hate crime enhancement if need be to really drive the point home, because the thing is, the Black women, I haven't seen them on, but assuming Amanda's Black, they are really going to bear the brunt of all their activism and all the crap. And they're going to bear the brunt of even the Asian hate crime laws that are being put into effect throughout this country. And so they might come down on her more than they are her little bitch ass son.
They're already bearing the brunt. DZ, I happen to live in New York. To go along with what the young lady was saying about how Black women are going to bear the brunt, they already are around the country in the areas where like protesting was the heaviest, like in Michigan and Missouri and in New York, Chicago and Philly, with the whole catch and release, because it's not just happening in New York. I wanted to offer you a friendly clarification. The New York State gun laws, they did just recently change. Like maybe I want to say maybe a week and a half ago.
Somebody better go get one. If you could get one, get one. If you're not gonna move from out of New York, get your ass a piece.
Well, I found out that you can get a rifle or a shot, or you can get like a rifle without needing a license or anything here. But as of September 6th, you then rifles are going to be subjected to the same 3-month waiting period as handguns. So I'm going to get one before the summer is out, because I can just go to a Dick's Sporting Goods and buy one right now. As of September 6th, it's not going to be that easy for me. So I'm going to go get one before the end of the summer. And they changed the New York State pistol laws where you don't have to you used to have a reason on the application, now you don't have to have a reason. Anybody can just walk around concealing a handgun willy-nilly in New York. So right now is a time for Black women to really strap up because they're going through it the worst. Seriously.
Their economic situation is getting worse too, y'all. It's getting worse. I've been noticing lately. Aaliyah knows of what a Quick Trip is. Quick Trip in this area, it's a gas station in Georgia where they have food inside. It's always busy there, and they're 24/7. I'm seeing niggas wanting anything, jingle and change. You know, it's a dollar. They're taking anything right now, and the problem is, it's going to be a wonderful case study. Y'all don't give them nothing. Everywhere I go in Georgia, there is a now hiring sign in the goddamn window. They have the little, what is the QR codes up on the window as well. If you want to apply for the job, click here. They are too lazy to even do that. It's not a jobs problem when they're out there broke. These men expect you to take care of them. They expect that when you see them, that you see that your family. They're a Black male. Isn't there Black males in your family that you care about? I had one panhandling outside of a Quick Trip that was hiring right then. They was doing interviews on site, and instead of taking his funky ass in there to do an interview, he was in my face trying to get some goddamn money. You know I didn't give it to him, but go ahead.
No, the problem with it is it goes back to the accountability thing. Even though we know all of these jobs are hiring, the problem with them is the entitlement. They think they're too good to do certain shit, and then they try to lie like that's not the case. But they think that they're supposed to go onto a job and make $55,000 an hour, and it's like you're not very experienced in this field. What degrees or education do you have outside of high school, if even that? Do you even have a GED, much less a college degree? But they think that they're supposed to be making all of this money. And it's like, do you even have a resume, one that you put together on your own without your girlfriend or your mom? And it's like, you don't have any real skills for real, but you think you're entitled to be making all this money, and you think you're too good to do it. So when other people from other countries come over and say, okay, well, fine, they think they're too good to do it, I'll do it, they still have a problem with that. So it's like, but you thought you were too good to do this type of work. It wasn't paying enough money. So that's how now the Latino men outnumber them and make more money than they do, because the shit that they did want to do, the Latino man didn't mind coming over here and doing it. And before you know it, they ended up buying all of their own shit. And now a lot of them have their own equipment and their own landscaping companies. So while they was laughing at them gardeners that was cutting grass, you was laughing at them for cleaning pools and all the little nasty little grunt work that you thought you were too good to do. Now they have whole fucking companies, because they came over here, took the shit, bought all their own shit, and turned that shit into a business. And now you look dumb. And that's the reason why these other groups are outpacing them by far. They're behind. And it's going to take them light years to catch up, if they'll be able to catch up, because at this point, it doesn't look like that's going to be possible. But again, this community doesn't want the truth.
They are the permanent underclass. I don't think they're going to be able to catch up at all. Even if Black men put their best foot forward, they're still going to be the lowest performing males on the totem pole. It just is what it is. They're not used to having to have accountability. They're not used to taking care of families and having people depend on them. When you got people that love you depending on you, that should motivate you, but they don't have that in them because they hate the women. They don't like their children. They've never had to be accountable or take care of a family reasonably like they're supposed to, because everybody makes excuses for them. This is where the trope of Big Mama comes from. Big Mama is in existence because of Black males' laziness. Let me explain. Yes. Well, the family has to eat. The family has to eat. She can have 4 sons and 4 daughters. She's going to expect the daughters to do their thing. The men in the family don't have to do shit because of white males. They always tell the whole family that white men are somehow racist towards these Black men and that they can't do anything. Fuck building their own shit from the ground up, because we all know that Black men need white men. They do, because they're not going to build nothing from the ground up. But anyway, since they're not required to help because of the so-called white man, Big Mama has to work, her and her daughters. So when you work hard as fuck like that, you build up a lot of cortisol. Lot of cortisol. Your metabolism takes a tank, and let's not forget they're having money problems, so the food quality is horrible. It's not that Big Mama eats a whole bunch of food. The quality of her food sucks. So now with the cortisol, her metabolism fucked up, the stress, she's blowing up like a house. Mind you, when Big Mama finally gets sick, okay, the working daughters that were working the whole time are going to be required to take care of Big Mama. Them fucking funky ass niggas don't even have to take care of their mama in bed. I'm talking about y'all at the house. You're at the house. You don't have to ask the white man for shit. They just want you to fix your mama some soup. He can't even do that. Do I look like a bitch? That's how they act. And this is normal in the culture, in the Black community. All they have to do is get their Swisher Sweets, roll up that blunt, get them something to drink, fuck the shit out of you, and all is well. And that's the Black community in a nutshell.
Yeah, I mean, and in Georgia yourself that they have these Latino people and these people, they have whole centers for the Pan-Asian community where their people can go and get services strictly for the Pan-Asian community. And that's right here in Atlanta, Georgia. It's the same way with the Latinos. They have their own where they buy from each other, they spend their money with each other, and they keep it strictly in their community. They have their own cab services. They don't even have to call Ubers and Lyfts and cabs to drive them around. They have their own services specifically with their people that drive them around and do all this stuff. So when they come over here, they don't just sit around and do all this whining and crying and complaining like I ain't gonna say Iron Man, oh Lord, but either way, like the men in this community do. And then they get mad when we point this shit out. I'm sorry, but this is why y'all are at the bottom. And because you want to blame everything on the women all the time who are at least trying, and you don't take any fucking accountability, since that's y'all favorite word. This is why this community is in shambles and it looks like shit, and everybody else is doing better than us. ATL is supposed to be Chocolate City. But the chocolate people ain't running shit. They not running a motherfucking thing, but they mouths. Let's just be real. These Latino people got whole sides of town where it's just their people, their businesses. Your men haven't built any fucking thing for you. Nothing.
Girl, I know exactly what you're talking about. It'll be a city full of niggas down here in College Park. City full of niggas, wall to wall niggas. It'll be 10 Latinos, and they got a carniceria, a lavanderia. They got their own school. Girl, it's like, damn, how in the fuck did they beat you? And they don't even have a social security card, nigga. Yes. How does that work?
Well, according to T.I., you guys live in Wakanda.
Okay. It's like they came over here. A lot of them may or may not speak the language of the country. They're barefoot. They come over here and they do the shit that you don't want to do. Then you get mad about that. And now you're mad that they're doing better than you, and then want to complain about, oh, well, they're immigrants and they're riding all the backs of what the Black Americans did. But my thing is, why didn't you do it? Why didn't you take advantage of it? But again, it's the lack of accountability. They think everybody's supposed to hold their hand and do everything for them. And it's like, no, it's not going to work like that. And then you have the women that say, okay, well, fine. If I got to be the breadwinner, somebody has to make the money, I'll go to school. They shit all over that and make fun of your college debt and say, well, you got all these degrees and this how much you're making a year. And I hear them all the time doing whole live streams shitting on women with college degrees. And it's like, okay, so you didn't want to go to school and do anything with yourself, so you gonna shit all over the woman that did, because this woman was trying to go to school and put herself in a position so where she could get a better job, because Lord knows your lazy ass wasn't about to get up and do shit. What you was doing was running around fucking all goddamn day and sucking and playing video games and going to jail and doing bids in prison and every damn thing. This is what y'all was doing with y'all time.
It is what it
is. It's been one bait and switch after another, trying to keep us jumping from one foot to the next, not knowing what the next thing is. Because if it's like, first what do they like to say? Moving the goalpost. because first they say you ain't shit, then we go and make shit out of us, and then we hear you still ain't shit. In fact, now you a man. So
I understand what you're saying 150%. If you standing there listening to them tell you you ain't shit today, you deserve to hear every fucking word of that. If you haven't thrown up either your middle finger or your deuce or whatever your favorite bye bitch is, then I don't understand. I couldn't imagine not only letting them tell me some shit, right, but actually taking it serious. Bitch, please. 3 numbers that get you killed. It'll get you killed. Don't talk to me. I'm a bed wench and a self-hater. Leave me the fuck alone, nigga.
I mean, it is what it is, easy. But like I said, as someone, and we are in Atlanta, in a predominantly Black city, and even you see what's going on. The whole cultural landscape is changing. I'm
Yes.
sorry, but these people are coming in here and they're taking over. I'm sorry, it is what it is.
And niggas is doing what they've always done, sat there and let it happen. I'm trying to figure out what wave or what attack or so whatever happened where they actually saved something for you, Black women, where they can say, boom, they tried to do this. We as Black men did this for you. Where is it? Where is it? You can throw it in the comments or whatever. True Gal, are you Dusty?
No, I'm not Dusty, DZ, but I am laughing. When you said something about throw your deuces up, I was like, or the middle finger, I'm like, I do that all day, every day. So, I just wanted to piggyback on what the young lady who was just speaking was talking about in terms of the girlfriend, having them get their resumes together. I have seen that so between the resumes and the papers in college. When she said that, I was just like, that just hit home. I mean, I used to work with a young lady. I'm gonna share this really brief story. Worked with a young lady in retail when I worked at night and went to school and did another job during the day and during grad school. And I remember her having a conversation. She was like, with this other lady, she was like, oh yeah, my boyfriend, I got his resume together. He's living with me. I'm going to lying hard on them resumes.
Oh my God.
I'm going to try and get him some clothes from the store that we work at. And you know what? I did all this stuff for him. And then I asked him, she's saying that to her girlfriend, so are we going to be together now?
That's
I almost
stupid ass bitch.
But this is so common. I don't think it is very common for where I live. And there's another thing that she said about the other groups coming in and taking over. I live in a metropolitan city and I live in the suburbs outside the city. When I tell you all of my doctors are non-Americans.
Yes, and it's like that here too. You would be hard pressed to find a doctor that's not foreign.
Exactly.
I'm sorry.
And I'm just
in
like,
Atlanta, there's a lot of Black people in Atlanta, but the professionals and who actually run the area, they not your so-called ADOS, okay? These people come from other places, and most of the time it ain't Accra either, okay? These places are a little bit melanated, but not Accra. Okay,
girl.
and she hit it right on the head. I was like, they're like infantized. Like they don't have to fight for anything. There's no. It's a whole. They just need to scrap the whole program of blackmaildom. I don't even.
Yo, I figured out how to get rid of them with that whole resume thing because it happened with somebody who I was
Your sound is so fucked up, sis. It is like really messed up. It sounds like you hitting it with a cup.
Can you hear me better now?
Yeah, whatever is moving, that's what's stopping you from being able to be heard. And just speak up just a little bit.
Oh, okay. I just have my fan on. Here, let me turn it up. Can you hear me better now?
It's on you. Go ahead.
Okay. No, I know. I figured out how to get rid of them when it comes to resumes because I had a friend who kept asking me over and over again to help him with his resume. He knew I had history working at a staffing agency as a supervisor, and I was always gainfully employed. I always had nice jobs. So of course he wanted me to help him with that resume so that he could get some of that, so he could get some of that, some of that good.
Y'all
good
are so nice. I can't. Y'all are so nice.
But
Maybe I am extreme. Maybe I am extreme because that motherfucker would have knew not to ask me shit.
DZ, I asked him, okay, send me what you got. I need
Boom, there it is.
Send me a list of your jobs and we'll build it together.
It was a blank document.
I can't.
He never sent me the document. And every time
that's my question.
It didn't
Why did
exist.
you ask for it? Why'd you ask for it? Why were you trying to help him?
Because I knew it would get rid of him, DZ.
Oh my God. You know what gets rid of them? I can't help you. That gets rid of them too, boo.
But then the accountability is put on them, and then when they don't do it, they can't blame you. Say that you're being bitter, or you can't. You're trying.
Why do it matter if they blame you? Why does it matter?
You.
So what?
No way they could blame me. So it was all on him.
Girl, he can't blame you anyway. He can't blame you anyway. I'm sorry, it's kind of not making no sense because he can't blame you anyway. It's his life, so he can't blame you anyway.
Funny thing is about these dudes is he actually tried. He's like, how come you never helped me? I'm like, how come you never sent me the file?
Wow. I don't think you understand.
But DC,
y'all, I don't think
she understands.
I think that you are confused when it comes to what's being said here. The stuff that you're saying that he's going to say to you, how does he get to say it if you're not even talking to him?
Exactly.
Like I had said in the beginning, he was a friend. I am engaged to a white Canadian, okay? So this was just a buddy that I had known. But even on a social level, with me just trying to be cordial, they were still trying nonsense, but I knew how to deflect it. I was just like, no, I don't.
That's not being cordial. That's going away. That's going above and beyond, honey.
Who's the lady speaking with the resume story?
That's me. That's Lady Wordsmith. That's me.
Oh, DZ, I was just gonna say, I know you divested pretty early, but I don't think you realize how strong the pressure is when you're like in that, even in college, even when you go to PWI, people always ask us for help. People
listen to what I'm telling you. They can say what the fuck they want to. It's your response that I'm questioning.
No, I'm just thinking back then. Like, obviously I'm not, helping out now, but I'm just saying I can kind of empathize because, and I'm sure somebody listening can empathize because it's sort of like, naturally, if you're just we're all decent people and we just want to help out and we're thinking like we're just doing a normal human thing. We're all students. We're all, working on our resumes, papers, whatever. And then you don't realize what people. I'm not talking about people I was dating. I never dated grapes. Just helping platonically. It does happen. I'm just giving like personal experience. It does happen even when you don't date them. You're just trying to be a decent person and you don't realize you can't give them an inch,
Right. Don't feel bad because to be honest with you, most of the men who have women, most likely they are not doing their own resumes. Even when we were in school, they weren't. A lot of those dudes had those girls writing those papers for them.
Yes.
That's the only way a lot of them was even passed, and they had girls doing their homework for them.
We got to go back. We got to go back, y'all. We have to go all the way back. We got to go back. Why on earth do you give a fuck if a black man thinks that you're a decent human being? Why do you care about that?
Because
I'm talking about like back in the day. Sorry, Lady Wordsmith. Sorry.
Sorry. I guess the best answer to provide is because it has nothing to do with the other person. It has to do with who you are. And if
I think I'm an amazing person, and I don't give a fuck what happens. A black man can get hit by a truck right in front of me. He can get hit by a truck. His brains can be spattered all over the place, and I'm going to order me something to eat and a glass of milk and get the fuck on. That's what I'm gonna do. And I'm an amazing human being. I'm not giving anything back to that community that doesn't give anything to me. You have to think I'm amazing, bitch, and then we can move on. I don't care. I don't do black men. If you haven't figured it out, I don't do black men. Congratulations on y'all humanity. I guess I'm inhuman around this motherfucker because I don't give a damn what they got going on.
DZ can't relate because she was never there to begin with. So
Period.
DZ never dated
No,
a
and
woman.
she's one of the lucky. You are one of the lucky ones, DZ. But for a lot of us, it was like a long path of trying to be. You know, I'm not talking about today. I'm talking about like she's talking about papers and resumes. I'm thinking like undergrad school days. It's
No,
not.
but see, I feel like y'all still missing a point. No matter what we talking about, how are you gonna let anybody make you feel like you're responsible for some shit that they need to be doing in their own life, whether they're your friend, family member? That's just where I'm lost at. Not just that it's a black. Oh, it's a black male, but just period. When I hear her say, "Oh, well, he couldn't blame me," well, he can't blame you. No way. Period.com. No matter how you slice it and dice it, because it's his motherfucking life, and it's his fault if he don't have no resume. So you said, "Oh, well, he can't blame me." Like he can't blame you anyway. So
I get what she's saying. When you coming from a community where you thinking you're just helping a brother out, that's what it is. It's not. That's not
Yeah.
something she would do today. But at that time, that's where she was.
I'm just saying, but still, period.com, even back then at that time, like, why would you be saying, like, "Oh, well, he couldn't blame me"? Like, I still don't get it, no matter what time it's in, that you would take that responsibility on and say, "Oh, well, I just did blah, blah, blah," because
The
then he couldn't
same
blame
reason
me.
a lot of women fucked around with black men, period, and are divested today. The same women that got whole black children for black men and decided, look, I fucked up.
Yeah,
Let
but
me
that's a little different because that's something smaller. Look, even when
Hold
you
on. How is a baby something
fuck.
smaller than writing a resume? I mean, no disrespect. I agree with Aaliyah.
I'm talking about the resume. I'm talking about the resume shit is smaller than than having a fucking child. That's what I'm saying.
What I'm saying is it's about course. I get what she's saying. It's about course correcting.
Exactly.
Whatever it was that you did in the past, if you sought to change that, that's where she was then. That's not where she is
No,
now.
y'all still missing a point. I get all of that. What I'm saying is, regardless as to who it is, why are we saying shit like it could have been a black woman? I'm just strictly talking about not trying to allow other people to make their problems be your problems, whether it was a black woman, a black man. That's all what I'm saying. I'm not talking about not being able to course correct from dealing with them. I'm just talking about just on the strength of how you sitting up here letting somebody make you feel like they problems is your damn problems. That's all I'm saying.
So do you
But again, when you coming from the community and you have been thinking that you're helping a brother out, that's how it starts. And that's where it comes from, that logic.
Y'all listen. Fuck each and every one of them men. Past, present, future, X-Men, dinosaur. If you identify as a black male, you can kiss all of this ass, including the slit. You hear me? Do you hear me? There's a doorbell. If you spread the cheeks apart, there's a doorbell in the center you can kiss as well. I can't with these niggas. I can't with these resumes. I can't with none of that shit. I just know one thing. It's always been fuck black women. At this point, y'all need to take y'all goddamn power back and say fuck them. No matter who they are, what they are, whether they in college, whether they can read, whether they can fuck, whatever y'all considering to make them amazing, fuck them. They don't like you. That's all I got. That is all I got. I just don't. I don't know. I don't know. I ain't never did no nigga resume. I barely out of my professionalism was able to take care of black males as patients. If I wasn't on that clock and I saw one of the motherfuckers drop, they would just be dropped. I have to be being compensated to deal with a group of people that cannot stand me. That's just all it is to it.
DZ, can I ask you a question?
Absolutely.
You did something in one of your segments. It was like an award thing where you gave award to the dustiest musician, the dustiest politician, the dustiest basketball. Do you think you'll do that again? Because I got to tell you, I saw that the other night.
I laughed so hard until I almost peed in my pants. It was so funny. For example, I think the winner of one of the musicians awards was Ronald Isley. And I think the basketball award for the Dusty Athlete went to Lala Anthony's husband. What's his name? Carmelo, I think. And it was just brilliant, and I enjoyed it, and it was so accurate. But there's so many more Dusties out there that are worthy of those awards. Just saying.
All of them are dusty. If they were born black and male, they're dusty. I had one call up here and asked me, how did I know he was dusty? If you looked in that mirror and you saw a black man, bitch, you dusty. Period. You don't have the chemical makeup to actually be a man. You know, we could do Dusty Awards all goddamn day, because how many of them in this country alone? Shit, I don't know, what, couple million? I ain't with the bullshit. I don't judge them individually. They're part of a collective that got black women in a real weird space right now. Real weird space. It's where we not getting along with each other, where we fighting each other over men, where we, you know, and then don't let them be our son or our daddy or some crazy ass shit like that. Then we gotta go at each other. And I absolutely hate the whole concept of black women not getting their shit together because of some dusty son of a bitch. But yeah, we could do another Dusty Awards at some point. I wouldn't mind.
That was wonderful.
Yeah, shit. We could do a Dusty Awards every goddamn week with all these niggas out here, I swear. But it's just a little bit of fun. Really, they don't mean a goddamn thing. They really don't. I want to show y'all one more thing before I take my ass up off of here. Ladies, listen. That resume piece got me. That homework piece got me for a second. Congratulations on your divestment. If you've turned away from doing such actions like doing homework and resumes and shit for these motherfuckers, congratulations. Apparently, that's something that was hard for everybody to do. I can identify with some of that shit because I've never had an affinity towards them whatsoever. I've never felt a connection with black men. I don't identify with them. I don't even see my father or any of my siblings in any of them. And that's what I'm trying to get across. You don't owe them an explanation for anything. Anything. We're all adults here, right? If you still feel like you owe black men something or an explanation as to why you're not doing something that they asked you to do, then you still got a little bit more work to do. You know, you don't answer to motherfuckers that don't mean nothing, that don't it makes no sense. You know, what would you do if somebody that was a big boss, that was a millionaire, that actually could affect your life? What are you going to do when he asks a question? Are you going to drop to your knees and start sucking dick? Because that's like commiserate for what you got going on with this dusty motherfucker over here who literally works down at Amazon asking you what you bring to the table. You don't owe him an explanation. He's nothing. He's one of the most violent people on earth, or at least belongs to the group of most violent men on earth. It is. And on top of that, they don't like you. That's the most important part I want to get across. Look at what happens when you just a 5-month-old baby in the black community.
Breaking right now, a baby has died after being shot in the head on the South Side. I'm Dawn Hasbrook.
And I'm Anthony.
This baby was shot in the head. All right. What did she's never done a resume. She never done anything bad or good for a black man. She just existed. She just existed. There's nothing you can do no matter how old you are. But let's finish this up.
Ponce in tonight for Corey. Let's get straight to Casey Cronus, who is live with the very latest on this tragic incident. Casey.
Anthony and John, as you can imagine, emotions are running high here at Comer Children's Hospital, where family members of that 5-month-old baby girl are gathering. Now, the shooting, we're just learning, happened around 6:45 in the 7700 block of South Shore. Police say shots were fired into the vehicle that baby was traveling in. shot in the head, according to police. Now, a second victim, a 41-year-old man, was traveling in a separate vehicle and self-transported to U of Chicago Hospital with a gunshot wound to the eye area. That man originally reported in good condition. Meantime, we're told paramedics rushed that little girl here to Comer's emergency department, where police do confirm she died this evening. Loved ones have been coming in and...
She's dead, ladies. The child didn't make it. And a lot of these mammies pretend like they care about children. When something like this happens, 9 times out of 10, damn near 10 times out of 10, it's a black male that executed it. So I'll always be and am currently confused at any of the pushback concerning where you should be as far as your black womanhood goes. You should not be considering their side of anything. That's why I get so triggered when people answer their questions or act like they deserve an explanation for anything that's going on around this bitch. I'm sorry, but what if you're 23, 24, 25 years old, 45 years old? Imagine if your motherfucking ass didn't make it past 5 months old. This regularly happens to black children. So if you hate divestors and hate black women and hate all this shit here, mammies, would you do it for the little ones in your community or no? Is that dick that good that you'll brush up under a rug or 5-month-old baby girl being shot in the head? The scary part about it is I think you would. I do. I think you would. And that's what terrifies me about you. I am fucking terrified of the black community. So it's on you, Aaliyah.
Oh no, I'm good. I don't have anything else to say.
Okay. Anybody got any closing words? Because I'm headed to Discord. You understand?
DZ, we do appreciate your work, and we do appreciate it, particularly for the young girls and for the children don't have access really to this platform that much, or at least they probably wouldn't be able to find your channel, but the girls in their 20s and in their late teens, they really do need that voice, because the indoctrination, the ass backward indoctrination starts very young, and it's insidious, and it covers every aspect of our culture, and in terms of infecting Black girls with believing that they're nothing but modern day slaves to men that don't like them. And it's wrong. And the more that they hear voices like yours, the more that a lot of the microaggressions and the passive aggressions and the texturism and the featurism, the colorism that they had experienced all their lives and couldn't put terms to it, hearing channels like this helps them better to define why they feel the way they feel, because it's not feeling good. But when you are able to define it and actually put it out on the table and be like, yeah, this is what's happening to you, that will change in their minds, and that will create the transition that's needed for Black women, because I'm praying for us. I'm a dark-skinned Black woman, and you don't have to be in a relationship with them either. I think that's what I was trying to say with the whole entire resume thing. They will go after you even if on a social level. They will treat you like you're one of their women, even if you're just like a friend. And at that time, I was 24, and I kind of used it as a way to distance myself, because to go along with the other sisters saying, I saw that happening in college, and I kind of didn't like it. I didn't like how much work other girls were doing for boys when we're all in college together. Our degrees are all our responsibility. I didn't like that. And it was almost kind of like a subconscious way to deflect and get them away. And I don't know why I did that, but as a dark-skinned Black woman, I experienced the insidious bullshit of Blackistan from an early age. I never liked it. And they divested me faster than anything else could with the bullshit. So that's where I'm coming from. And I'm 40 now, so I definitely have learned a lot in that time from when I was trying to be cordial. Now I don't really care. I also taught a whole bunch of white people how to build resumes as a staffing supervisor. So I figured, one brother, what's the big deal? I just taught 50 white people who are twice my age how to do it.
That's called rationalization. I wouldn't have been teaching anybody anything. I honestly wouldn't. You know, you were bargaining with yourself after teaching those white folks how to do a damn resume. It's like, okay, well, since I helped all of them, let me help this brother. And we'll always do that in the back of our head to try to figure out why the fuck they're so fucked up. Maybe if I do this for him, maybe he will be one of the good ones type shit. That's in a lot of Black women's head. And that's very unfortunate, because it's not true. You ladies don't owe them a goddamn thing. Nothing. I'm
There
glad
could
you
be fear
changed.
too.
Huh?
There could be fear too, because sometimes, Black men will have an entitlement, and it's like, okay, if I don't do this for him, is he going to cuss me out and make a scene? And,
We're gonna be
so
on here for
maybe.
another hour. We are. We're gonna be on here for another hour because I'm gonna tell you something. I don't give a fuck about cussing Black men. Y'all better get y'all goddamn strap together. I don't give a fuck about him being mad. Fuck him. Y'all got to get on another level with that shit. Fuck him being
I'm
mad.
just,
They're
she was
already
in,
violent. They kill their mothers. So helping them with a resume ain't gonna stop them from being violent. Come on now, let's just keep that shit real. They beat their mothers to death with a goddamn bat. You putting together a resume ain't gonna stop them from being what they are. Come on now, let's knock it off now.
Right.
They are horrible.
And enough with the accountability talk. That's not a talk for us Black women. We proved it since we left the plantation. We've been proving it on the plantation. That discussion is not for us anymore. So the more that I hear Black women talk about accountability, all you're doing is quoting Hotep. Stop talking about that. We are proving how accountable we are by being the single mothers, by being the community builders, by being the degree recipients. We have proven ourselves.
Nothing. Y'all don't have nothing to prove.
It's done. Y'all, girls, sit back and relax.
So listen, y'all enjoy this, man. While I get the fuck up over here, y'all go ahead and coddle this motherfucker. All right, I love y'all. I'm out.
Thanks, DZ.